Look, let me just address the Elon controversy and tell you that I consider Elon a friend. He's obviously brilliant. I just told you we credit him with all the big changes with Doge and everything else. It's curious to me what happened this week, and full disclosure, Elon and I had a great conversation, about a half-hour long talk on Monday this week. Monday morning, and we talked about the big beautiful bill, because I think he was trying to make a joke a couple of days earlier. It can't be big and beautiful, and I started the conversation. Oh yes, it can, my friend. It's very beautiful. So we talked about all the record level of savings. My friends, no government in the history of mankind has ever cut $1.6 trillion in a piece of legislation. We're doing that here. I mean, the extraordinary level of savings and the historic level of tax cuts at the same time, and all these great policy prescriptions. And I talked to Elon through all that and explained to him what we're doing, and that this is just the beginning of a long process of making government more efficient and effective, of cutting wasteful spending, fraud, and abuse. And you can't do it all in one bill. It took Congress decades to get to this situation. It's going to take us a little while to get out of it. But we have a very specific plan to do that. And Elon was encouraged by that conversation. We had it was a very friendly, very fruitful conversation together. And he and I talked about the midterm elections. And he said, well, I'm going to help. We got to make sure that the Republicans keep the House majority. We can't have the president impeached, which is what the Democrats would do on day one, as we all well know. And we've got to continue this. The Trump administration needs 4 years to do all this reform, not 2 years. The Biden administration, Biden-Harris, made such a disaster of every metric of public policy, it's going to take us more than one bill to fix it all. Elon and I left on a great note. We were texting one another, happy texts, Monday. And then yesterday, 24 hours later, he does a 180 and he comes out and opposes the bill. And it surprised me, frankly. And I don't take it personal. We don't take it personal. Policy differences are not personal. I think he's flat wrong. I think he's way off on this, and I've told him as much, and I've said it publicly and privately. I'm very consistent in that. But am I concerned about the effect of this on the midterms? I'm not. Let me tell you why. Because when the big beautiful bill is done and signed into law, every single American is going to do better. This bill is geared for middle and working class Americans, and they are going to feel the effects of it, and they're going to feel it before the midterm elections. So I have no concern whatsoever. I'm absolutely convinced that we're going to win the midterms and grow the House majority, because we're delivering for the American people and fulfilling our campaign promises.
The biggest, least kept secret in D.C. these days is that Trump has been missing for 3 days now. And while it's a distinct possibility that Donald's had a stroke and they're covering it up, it's more likely that he is merely cowering in a corner, licking his wounds, because Taco Trump has really taken it on the chin the last couple of days. And today, things got even worse, with Senate Republicans proclaiming that the big beautiful bill is buried. Trump is already reeling from the breakup of his bromance with Elon Musk, who did what every angry ex does: send out a bunch of nasty tweets about the bill Trump wants passed and encouraging Republicans instead to 86-eat. And if that didn't crack the deep-fried shell, the Ukraine's stunning drone attack on the Russian Air Force made Trump look like the babbling fool he's always been. Over 40 planes were hit, crippling Russia's ability to not only put bombers in the air, but to have eyes in the sky. Follow-up reports are claiming that, in addition to striking bombers, the drones likely took out Russia's remaining AWACS planes, leaving Russia's army and air force with ground-based radar only. So for a guy having no cards, Zelensky sure looks like he's smarter and far more courageous than Senor Truth Social. And now, Senate Republicans are piling on. And they have good reason to. The Congressional Budget Office now estimates that his big, beautiful bill will add a jaw-dropping $2.4 trillion to the national deficit over the coming decade. And while MAGA Mike Johnson can go on Fox and try and spin that, nobody is buying it. Watch Super Christian go out there and lie with a smirk on his face.
Some of the estimates, for example, by the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, are wildly inaccurate. They're assuming an historically low growth rate in the economy. The elements of the big beautiful bill, the reason we're so excited is because it will be jet fuel to the U.S. economy. This is going to foster a pro-growth economy again, to get job creators and entrepreneurs and risk takers moving again, expanding their businesses, adding more jobs. Wages will go up. We'll have more manufacturing in the U.S. because of all the policies that we put into this legislation. It's a long time coming. And remember, not theoretical. We did this before. In the first Trump administration, we brought in the greatest economy in the history of the world, not just the U.S. After just those first 2 years. Because we cut taxes and cut regulations, we're doing it again and on steroids this time.
We did this before. Yes, you certainly did. You tanked the economy and drove America into one of its deepest recessions ever. One that Joe Biden dug you out of, and really trotting out the job creators tag after having Musk, the job destroyer in chief, so out in front. Everything Johnson said was a lie. And when I say no one is buying it, I'm including Senate Republicans who listen very close to what corporate America tells them to do. And right now, corporate America is telling them to dump Trump's economic plans. JP Morgan's CEO, Jamie Dimon, is now out there publicly sounding the alarm over how Donald Trump is steering the economy into ruin and driving up the deficit. And I can tell you about another corporate master who doesn't like what Trump is doing, CO Industries. And when CO Industries say jump, Ron Johnson of Wisconsin asks how high. So, not surprisingly, Johnson has been trashing the great big beautiful budget buster almost from the start. But today, he's absolutely trying to bury it. Watch this.
I mean, the Senate is going to look at the House version, and the Senate's going to do its own version. It just seems like it's in motion already. And
well, again,
go ahead.
So the president and Senate leadership has to understand that we're serious. You know, they always say, "Oh, we can pressure these guys." No, you can't. Okay, again, we're being very respectful. I ran in 2010 as part of the Tea Party movement. We were mortgaging our children's future. We were $14 trillion in debt then. Now we're over $37 trillion. We're serious about this. They need to take us seriously. Don't insult us. Work with us. Lay out the numbers. If you can say that our numbers are wrong, fine. Let's work through it. But again, every analysis I have, there's greater upside risk to that deficit. You know, interest rates are moving up. If we go increase interest rates 1%, that's another $4 trillion over 10 years in terms of deficit. If we don't replace the $4 trillion, that's $4 trillion of lost revenue. Again, and growing the economy 3%, it adds to it a little bit, but mostly in the out years. So again, come to the table, let's look at the numbers. If I'm wrong, prove that I'm wrong, but let's do it with respect, but mainly respect for our children and grandchildren. This is immoral, what us old farts are doing to our young people. This is grotesque what we're doing. We need to own up to that. This is our moment. I can't accept this scenario. I can't accept it, so I won't vote for it unless we are serious about fixing it.
And Johnson is not alone. Elsewhere, he claims that there are enough Republican votes to stop the bill from passing. Johnson is being unusually transparent here in ripping apart the magic accounting that House Speaker and super Christian McGeike Johnson is floating. The ironic thing here is that Republicans don't care a whit about how the bill is slashing the social safety net, kicking people out of their health care. That's because they have never cared about what happens to people. So it's not just a matter of Senate Republicans smelling blood in the water. It's that abandoning Trump before he completely wrecks this economy is the only way they stay in power. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.